Blessed be witches, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today we are going to be doing the second part to our resin series, and that is myrrh. Yes, one of the things that the three wise men brought to baby Jesus. Myrrh is a wonderful exorcism and purificatory resin. Now, it's very, very rare that you will find myrrh being burnt alone. The reason for this is that myrrh adds power to any other botanical. Resins bind everything together. Now, myrrh has a wonderful tendency to protect your magic as well. And because it will protect your magic, that brings in a completely different element. You see, it amplifies the power of that magic. That's how it protects it. It basically fortifies it, allowing it to be unbreakable, unbreachable. You can use myrrh for cleansing. You can use it for exorcism, bringing the vibration up. You can use myrrh also as the heart in your puppets. You can use myrrh to be able to ground a certain situation. If you are doing any kind of magical workings where you want to bring that reality into this reality, myrrh is a wonderful way of doing this. A lot of practitioners, unfortunately, see myrrh as only a spiritual thing. And myrrh is, don't get me wrong, myrrh is probably one of the forefront spiritual resins. However, never ever negate the fact of the power that myrrh holds in manifestation and magic. Because myrrh has a tendency to protect any kind of magical workings that are going out and to amplify them with its protection, it puts it in a completely different category in my books. It puts it in a category of manifestation as well. Where if you're looking at something like copal, there is some wonderful manifestation properties to it. I see copal as being something that brings things up, brings vibrations up, brings this kind of intensity and heightens the vibration in and of itself. Whereas myrrh, I see myrrh as something that makes it kind of a heavier type of thing. It's a very musky type of scent. It's a very earthy kind of scent if you actually ever smelt pure myrrh being burned or fumed, an earth-based vibration. What also lends to the idea of a manifestation vibration is the fact that it is protective and it has a fiery action type of vibration as well to it. So when I'm using my myrrh, my blessed myrrh, when it comes to spiritual incenses or lightning vibrations or bringing myself a sense of peace or whatnot, peace on a different level. Let's say if there's a conflict that's going on within my psyche, right? I will use other types of resins. But when it comes to bringing peace in a situation that is conflicted in this reality, so let's say you're having arguments with your family, and your family is getting on your last nerve, and you just want these arguments to stop. You just want to be able to get away from that vibration and be able to have the sense of peace. Now, you can go use another resin that will allow you to be able to have that mental clarity, but there still may be arguments going on within that space. So if you want to purify that space, you can also use a little bit of myrrh that again will protect the vibration that you now have called in to that space. Myrrh has also been used throughout time for healing, which brings in another aspect of the foundational part of this botanical. I find that when you are using raw herbs, when you are using mandrake, when you are using lavender, when you're using chamomile, balm of Gilead, when you're using these types of things, they have their magical properties in and of themselves, right? When you bring the myrrh in, it brings that protective element, but it also brings that amplification element. So let's say that if you were going to be using 2 resins. So you wanted to use you wanted to be able to cleanse the vibration of not just the home, the physical vibration, but the spiritual vibration, and you wanted to use copal. Well, copal, bringing in that lightened vibration, that heightening vibration, and then connecting it and adding myrrh with it, what you're going to do is you're going to balance those vibrations out on both spectrums. So you're going to be balancing it from the physical as well as the spiritual, and that's going to bring that balance. And this is the reason why you will always, or most of the time, you will find myrrh in conjunction with something else. It's very rare that you will see myrrh on its own in any kind of incense. Again, it's because it has its own property, and 99.99% of this property is to assist with other botanicals, adding power to it. It's kind of like crystals, quartz crystals being an amplifier. With its own personal power. Never forget that, because it has a power. Its power is amplification. So you put a little bit of this bad boy with some rose. Ooh, child. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Because again, rose is a perfect botanical. So if you add an amplifier to a perfect botanical, what do you have, honey? You have something, in my opinion, that is otherworldly. So let's say you have, the rose, right? And you put some myrrh up in this bad boy, okay? So now you've got this, you're on a completely different world. And then you throw in a little bit of some lemongrass and you knock your socks off. Because that's the lesser Van oil. Get out there and get her done, witches, because it's going to be spectacular. So, I wanted to do this episode today on myrrh because myrrh is one of the blessed resins that a lot of people don't necessarily understand its natural vibration and what it does and the power that it adds to any kind of magical working. If I'm going to be doing ritual where I just want myself to be amplified and protected and exorcised of all the negativity that may be around, honey, I will fume myself in myrrh with that botanical that it is going to, one, clear me. It's going to ground me, it's going to center me, it's going to empower me, and it's also going to add a strength and an amplification to whatever ritual I'm performing at that time. So let's say if I'm doing a ritual that is not necessarily some sort of a magical ritual, but I am doing a ritual wherein I want to be able to work with my natural abilities, amplify my natural abilities, whether it be, psychic ability, whether it be emotional intelligence, whether it be anything along those lines. I will use myrrh to assist with that, to be able to bring out the purest, most powerful vibration that is being held. And that's the same way it works with the botanical. It heightens and brings out the purest, most powerful vibration within that botanical. It is even said that when you put myrrh in any botanical, no matter what it is, when you put myrrh in it, it brings it from a somewhat flawed vibration or a weaker vibration to a pure, perfect vibration like rose. So that's why I use the terminology of rose, because rose is a perfect botanical. Add myrrh to that and it becomes otherworldly, because it is too perfect for this plane of existence. Isn't that wonderful? Now I hope all you witches are going to be looking at this and be like, oh child, I need to get me some of my myrrh. I had that stuff in my closet, I only burnt it for this. Now I'm going to start using it on other things, because myrrh, darlings, is where it is at. So that is our episode for today. If you have not pressed subscribe, you need to press subscribe. Join the Witch Please family and do not miss out on a thing. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, as well as Facebook. You can always leave me a personal email at witchpleaseofficial@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below. Don't forget to press that icon so you're notified when a new video comes out, because you don't want to miss a thing, okay? I said it before, and I will say it again. It is a pleasure to have you in my world. It is an honor to have you in my magic, and you are always in my heart. I will see you again on another episode of Witch Please. Love you, boo-boos. Bye-bye. And stay tuned.